thing.
Perfect. And I'm just going to share my screen and we're going to go through some slides for you all. All right, so welcome to Spring 2026 orientation. The goals of this orientation are for students to feel connected to college staff, to know and understand key resources available, and these resources that will allow for their growth and success throughout their journey at Urban College.
How are we doing so far? All right, so for tonight, we're going to welcome you and have introductions like we just did. Oh, I think we've already done this. We're going to talk about email, technology, how to be a successful student, the resources available to you, how to use your student portal, and a little bit about the Brightspace classroom.
So we already did that. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is how to be a successful student. And we're going to go over some tips for making the most out of your urban college education.
So the biggest thing, guys, about being a college student is asking for help, communicating, letting us know when you need help, when you have a problem. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It's a sign that you want to be a great student. So the resources available at the college are here because we understand the challenges of being a student and we know how to help you.
So the most important thing is to stay connected. So first, check your Urban College email every day. And most of you should already be logged into your Urban College email. If you're not, we'll talk about this at the end. But this is your most important line of communication as a student here. You'll get emails from the college, from your instructors, and it's important to always check and get back to people. Also, talk with your instructors. They want to see you succeed. They want you to do well in their class. So if you're having any issues, just reach out to them and they'll talk to you. Reach out for help whenever you need it. We have lots of resources across the college and utilize the SONAS student portal to check your bill status, your transcript and grades, and your 1098 tax form. So we'll go over the different sites and the email that you'll need to be logged into, but it's important that you check these websites regularly to stay connected with the college.
Awesome, Catherine. So I think one of the most things aside from the communication is really, really important is to be clear about your goals. Being a student is hard work. When you're clear about your goals and where you want to get to, it's easier to get there, right? If you have some place that you're working toward, it's easier to get there. And it's easy to lose focus. And if you need a motivational talk or to talk about organizing your time, or you're having problems in your classes, we're here for you to support you.
All right. So next we're going to talk a little bit about attendance, which is arguably one of the most important things we want you to take out of this orientation. Attendance is required here at Urban College, so it's important that you show up, do your work, and submit your work on time. So, in all classes, even the asynchronous ones, attendance and engagement are expected. Make sure that you're checking Brightspace regularly and submitting work, at least on a weekly basis. If you're going to be absent or you're unable to submit work one week, make sure that you talk to your instructor or to your academic advisor so that they're aware of that. And we are required to take attendance, and any students with 2 or more consecutive absences will be contacted for help getting back on track. So just make sure that you're always engaging with your classes, even when they don't have meetings, you're logging on, submitting work, doing something, because we are required to report this, and you could be contacted by student services if you are not attending. And we have a policy here that any student who has missed 2 or more weeks in an online course will be administratively withdrawn. And we don't want that to happen. This can affect your financial aid, this can affect your GPA, your grades. So we want to make sure you communicate with us before this happens. And if you need to be absent for a period of time, as long as you're in contact with your professor, they can come up with a plan for you. So just make sure you talk to us because if you are absent and we don't hear from you, you will have to be dropped from the course. And yeah, this will affect your financial aid and billing.
Thank you, Catherine. Does anybody have questions so far, especially about attendance? You're all good? All right. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about student services at Urban College. Student services is responsible for guiding and mentoring you along your way. You can reach out to student services if you have questions about degree programs, transferring to your next institution, just about anything, any problems, any issues, any questions that you have. Student services is here to help you.
Yes, thank you. And along with that, student services can support you with things such as off-campus resources and referrals. So if you're in need of any resources for housing, food, childcare, legal services, reach out to student services. We have lots of resources, lots of partnerships with agencies across Boston that we can refer you to. Health and wellness resources. If you need any accommodations for your courses or any disability accommodations, student services will help you with those. Title IX compliance and other support services such as career planning, disciplinary and conduct concerns, course concerns, advising, tutoring referrals. So, echoing what Jen said in the last slide, if you need anything at all, just reach out to student services and we can help you out. And Rosanna, who's the director of student services, who you met in the main room, her email's right here. So make sure you take note of that and reach out to her if you need anything at all.
So Rosanna, the Director of Student Services, holds weekly virtual drop-in hours on Thursdays from 5 to 6. There's a link in your Brightspace, and we'll show you a little bit more about that at the end, where to find information. And if that time doesn't work for you, if you can't join from 5 to 6 on Thursdays to get some help, you can reach out to Rosanna directly. This is her phone number and her email address. And this is also in the resources that you receive after the orientation.
And yeah, stay tuned. Check your email, check Brightspace for different guest speakers and student events. You'll get communications about all of those. Okay, so academic advising. So moving from student services a little bit to a different department. So every urban college student is assigned an academic advisor to help them through their journey. And this advisor will help you register for courses, think about your major, think about your goals after graduating from urban college. And so you can talk to your advisor about course offerings or recommendations. Say you join a course and it's not what you thought it would be, or you don't really like it, or something came up in your life. They can help you drop or withdraw from the course, or if you want to add a new course, and helping you plan to complete your program. So all of you right now, because you have just enrolled, you're mostly working your admissions officer. So Daniela or Lily is your advisor. But after this semester, you'll be transferred to a full-time academic advisor, and this person will support you through the rest of your time at Urban College.
Thank you, Catherine. So registration services is the next department. Registration services is responsible for maintaining all of your academic records. You reach out to registration services when you have a question about your grades or your enrollment status, the status of credits that you're transferring in or that you want to transfer out to another college, any other inquiries about your academic record. Registration services processes enrollment verification, graduation records and diplomas, and transcripts from this school and from any school that you came before. And unofficial and official records are available through the SONUS portal, which you'll learn a little bit more about at the end. After admission, any official records that you need to forward to the college should be sent directly to the Registration Services Department, and that's registration at urbancollege.edu. So if you still need to send transcripts or a copy of your ID or anything that is part of your enrollment process, you send that directly to registration at urbancollege.edu.
You, Jen. All right. Jen, would you like to talk about the Learning Resource Center as this is your department?
This is my place. So the Learning Resource Center is our tutoring center, and Catherine is a great help to me. We do have a space on campus, but we also have virtual space. You can email us at lrc@urbancollege.edu. We have one-on-one tutoring. You can get help with technology. Some people come there for an English placement test. We can, there's time that we can set up appointments for technology help. We have events. There's a drop-in study groups. We have students can take Duolingo to help with their English support. And we have people to support you in English, Spanish, and Mandarin.
All right. And to schedule an appointment with the Learning Resource Center, we use a software called Bookings. And so through this software, you can schedule a meeting with a tutor during the week, online meetings. We also have meetings on Saturdays. You could also schedule English placement tests on this bookings page. And you just need to be logged into your Urban College email, and then you can use this bookings link to make these appointments.
So the next department is the IT help desk, and the help desk helps you with your technology needs. So you reach out to the help desk at urbancollege.edu when you have a problem with your student portal, Sonus, when there's a problem with your email. The IT department is who helps you with a student ID card. And they also help you if you're having a problem with your computer, if maybe you need to borrow one for a short time. They can also help you with some Brightspace questions and other online learning questions. And the help desk is available for you from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
So the next department I'm going to talk about is the business office. So the business office is responsible for helping students understand their bill and any payment options. And the business office is who you contact if you have questions about your payment plan, about paying your bill for your courses, how to make this plan, how much you owe, how to pay your bill. Say you have any holds on your account from the business office, contact them about that. Also, where to find your 1098 tax document. And you can reach out to them here at studentaccounts@urbancollege.edu.
Awesome. So more about paying your bill. The business office can help you set up a payment plan through our outside vendor, Nelnet. We accept all credit and debit cards, or if you prefer, you can use an automatic payment directly from your checking account. There are 3 and 5 month payment plans, and there's a 10% down payment due at the time of enrollment, an administrative setup fee for $50 for the 3 month and the 5 month plans. And if you use a credit or a debit card, there's an additional 2.85% service charge for each monthly payment. If you choose to have the payments debited directly from your checking account, there's no additional charge. And questions about payment and billing, go to student accounts at urbancollege.edu.
Perfect. All right, so the next department is financial services. So this department is responsible for assisting students with any questions about their bill and about financial aid, which is everyone, almost everyone uses financial aid here because it will support you in paying your bill. So they can support you if you have questions about the FAFSA, anything about financial aid, awards, like award letters. Hold on, I can't see the slide. Packages, any funding gap solutions. Also, they can help connect you with the business office and work with you to develop your payment plan as well. And their email is financialservices@urbancollege.edu.
All right. So Urban College's oh my goodness, Student Financial Services Department has several ways that you can get in touch with them. Contact their advisor for assistance about financial aid options. There's a QR code here. There's phone number here. They're available Monday through Friday, 10 to 6. And you can always come to campus to see us on Wednesday and Thursday from 10 to 6. And you can schedule an appointment. There's a link here, similar to the link for the LRC.
Great. So that concludes the first portion of our orientation where we kind of go over the different departments and services at Urban College. Now we're going to go a little bit more into the technology and Brightspace and all the websites you have to use. But I want to pause here and see if anyone has any questions before we continue on to Brightspace.
Hi, Catherine. Sorry, I just have one question. I can't remember what slide it was, but it was something about a tax form. What
Yes,
if we need that for exactly again? Sorry, I couldn't really hear, my phone cut off a little bit.
you're good. So the 1098 tax form, um, exactly. I think it has something to do with like paying your bill and like with what you pay. I don't know if Jen,
I
could
can,
speak
yeah,
more on
a
that. Yeah.
1098, sorry, a 1098T tax form, you put it in when you do your taxes every year for your
Mhm.
income taxes, and it tells you how much money you've paid into school. And it doesn't matter if you're paying cash or you're using financial aid. If you're going to school, you need this form to put into your taxes, and it helps you. It gives you a little bit more of a deduction.
Oh, okay. So I don't know if it was on my profile, but I'm here on a different visa and everything. So my tax form is a little different than that one. So I don't really have that tax form. Well, is that okay, or should I get that one?
I am not 100% sure, and I don't feel comfortable giving you what I think is the answer. I think that might be a really good question for student services, sorry, student accounts or financial aid.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
so much.
Perfect. Any other questions?
Okay, so next we're
Um,
going to talk about Brightspace. And Brightspace is the learning management system that where you're going to take all of your classes.
All right, so the first thing, just going over some vocabulary. So at Urban College, we have two separate modes of courses, asynchronous and synchronous. And you're going to be hearing these words a lot throughout your time here. So we want to make sure that you know what they mean. So asynchronous is a class where you don't have regular meetings. So a lot of our classes have no regular meetings and it's just on Brightspace, and you go through the modules and you complete discussion boards, quizzes, polls, things like that. And then a synchronous course is also still on Brightspace and online, but these courses have regular meetings. And this is another little graphic of what's the difference between asynchronous and synchronous for you.
So guys, like we said earlier, the most important thing is communication, and it's important to stay in touch with us, to check your email, to talk to your advisor and to your teachers, and to really stay involved with the college. Um, and the biggest ways to do those are to use the Sana student portal, and that's where you view your courses for the semester, where you view your bill and set up payment plans, where you can look at your grades and your GPA, and you can update your contact info if you change your phone number or if you move. The other one is the Urban College Outlook email. We use Outlook. We're a Microsoft school, and your Outlook email, guys, is the most important thing. Where we don't have a classroom where we actually meet in person, the way that you communicate is through your email. And I always say that checking your email every day is going to save you time and money. If somebody's trying to get in touch with you and they have important information and you haven't checked your email, you may miss out on an opportunity that could save you time and money. All of your important messages from the college, any information from your instructor, in the top left-hand corner of your email, there's a space where you can access your Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Teams, and those are all products that come free with your email because we're a Microsoft school. And the last thing is Brightspace. Like I said, that's our online classroom. That's where you do your learning, your assignments, where you find your readings, your videos, and that's where you submit all of your homework to the class.
Perfect. All right, so these three websites are all very important, and it's important that before you start your courses next Tuesday, you're able to log into all three of them. If you're having any issues logging in, you should have received an email from the help desk to your Gmail or your personal email that gave you information to help you log into Outlook. If you didn't get that email or you're having any issues, reach out to the help desk. So they are our IT department and they can support you with logging into your accounts. If you get locked out of your accounts, any computer issues, anything like that, reach out to the help desk. I recommend that you write down this email because throughout your whole time at Urban College, you may run into situations where you have tech or IT issues, and the help desk can help you. And so this is a very important resource and someone that you guys can reach out to.
So I'm just gonna keep telling you how important your email is. Everything about your for school is in your email. It's the legal way to message everyone at the college. So you should have received an email from the college with your Urban College email address and temporary password. Is there anybody here who hasn't started their Urban College email? Everybody has it up and running?
Yes, I have mine
Yes,
up
I
and
have
running.
mine.
You guys are the best.
Perfect.
All
We
right.
love to hear that.
Yeah, we do,
And
really do.
I may have a problem because I had a account like 3 years ago and now it's not working. But I think I received something today from help desk. I'll
Perfect.
try tomorrow. If I can't do it, I'll
Then
reach
you
out.
reply to the email to the help desk and they'll
Yeah,
help you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was so busy today at work, but I'll do it tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Hi,
Anybody else? Go ahead. Yep.
I'm so sorry. I just had a question. I saw I have an email, but I'm not really sure how to like open an account with that email. I didn't create it at all, so I'm a little just
So
confused
so
to
you
how
get
it
an
works.
email from Urban College from the help desk,
Okay.
and it's to your personal email, whatever email you put in when you filled out your application.
Okay.
And it's gonna look like Caitlin dot whatever your last name is at urbancollege.edu, and it gives you a temporary password.
Yes.
So so check that personal email. And if you don't see it in the inbox, it might be in your spam and it might be in your other email, well, however the other boxes.
Okay. Yeah,
But
I'll
it should
definitely
be
go
there.
check that.
So yeah, go in and search help desk and you should be able to find it. And then it's pretty easy to set up.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Other email questions, guys? All right, and the same thing, if you have a problem, Caitlin, beyond this meeting, make sure that you reach out to helpdesk@urbancollege.edu.
I will. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I
Thank you so
appreciate it.
much.
All right. Yeah, so make sure you're paying attention to your email. Lots of important information goes there. So now that we kind of covered email, now we're going to talk a little bit about Brightspace, which is the learning management system that we use here at Urban College. And this is where all your courses will live. So this is so important because every single thing you need for your classes will be in Brightspace. So you'll find things like course materials, readings, videos, anything your professor sends. This is also where you'll submit your homework. You're not going to submit your homework over email. You'll do it right in Brightspace and where you can see your grades. Also, they're in Brightspace. For those of you who have gotten in, you may have seen there's a new student orientation course. And we also recommend that you go through that course before your classes start. It's actually a requirement. just so you can learn a little more about Urban College. Some of the information is the same as what we're going over, but it's important to see it a few times and to just get used to navigating Brightspace by going through that course before your classes start.
So this is the first page of your orientation. I do want to just say that when you log into Brightspace, the login is your email and your password. So when you're logging in, you need to have set up your email to get into Brightspace. So the first step is the email, and then the second step is the Brightspace. And then the third step will be to take this online orientation so that you can get used to using Brightspace, get used to being in the LMS, learn more about the college, and be ready for when classes start on Tuesday.
Thank you. So when you go into your courses in Brightspace, there's a couple features that we want to make sure that you know and understand. So first, when you first open the course, this page right at the front is going to be the announcements. So this is if your professor writes a beginning of the week announcement of what you're going to be going over in class or has any messages to send you, those are going to live right here in the announcement section. And then this is the nav bar, and through this is where you can access all parts of your course. So if you want to go back to course home, units, which is so important, announcements, grades, questions. So any of these things, look to the nav bar if you want to get navigate through the course. And all course content will be under units. Units is the most important page that you'll see on Brightspace to go through.
Awesome. Catherine, I'm going to let you touch the buttons so that we can see where she's pointing us to now, but we're going to show you a little bit about how to get around in Brightspace. So at the top of each unit is the title, Learning and Succeeding at Urban College. So now you know that this whole section is going to be about learning and succeeding at Urban College. Then there's unit topics underneath. It breaks it down into different sections. So there's a section to learn about academic affairs. There's a section to learn about student success. And this is where you're going to get even more information about UCB, but it's also how all of your classes are set up. So doing this online orientation is really, really important. And then the progress bar. So this line fills up and makes it more fun. So you know, as you go through, you've done 10%, you've done 20%, and when you get to the end, you've done 100% and you're completely finished. And then over on the left-hand side is this list of units, and it's pretty much a table of contents to what you're doing. So it tells you that the beginning is the table of contents, then welcome and let's get started, learning and succeeding at Urban College, accessing your course materials, and a review of this live orientation.
All right, so now we're going to go through some of the types of assignments that you might have to complete within Brightspace. So the first one is discussion boards. So this is a way for you to kind of give your opinion and talk with your classmates in an online way when you're not in class having meetings. So an instructor may post a question about something you're going over in class, and you reply to that question and maybe reply to the responses of your classmates. So to write a discussion post, when you open the assignment, this is the assignment open. You'll click Start a New Thread. And then it will open this page. And then this is where you'll write your response. And then as soon as you write your response, write the title, like whatever the post is about or the theme. Then you're going to hit Post. And then, yeah, and that's the discussion post.
Okay, so I don't want you to be overwhelmed because this is a lot of information about how to use Brightspace, but you own this. You have the material, it's in your online orientation. You'll have these slides, so don't worry too much, and we're here to support you. But when you get into Brightspace and it's time to submit a file to an assignment, the very top of the page will have the instructions, and there'll probably be a little more detail to this. And then all of these blue sections are links to maybe a worksheet, maybe to something to support you, maybe to the rubric so you can see what's expected. But any links will be right there. And then you hit submissions and upload. And then it gives you really clear directions. Are there arrows in this one, Catherine? So you write your response in a Word doc or a Google Doc, you save it to your computer, and then you upload it to Brightspace. So usually what I would do, and this is the submission area, so I would save it as 1.1 reflection post, depending on what it is, so you know where to put it. And then you find it and save it. So you hit upload, then you choose the document, and it goes in. You save it here. You can also, it might be a video submission, so then you hit record video, and you can record your video right there on Brightspace. You don't have to do it in a separate, you don't have to do it on your phone or on your computer. You can do it right here in this box.
All right, so another assignment is quizzes, which you might have in your classes. And so this is what these will look like. You'll have instructions at the top, details, if there's a time limit, maybe when the quiz will close. Sometimes you only have a few days to complete a quiz. And yeah, so make sure that when you're taking a quiz to read all the directions, just to make sure you understand what your instructor is looking for, and so that you can complete the quiz to the best of your ability.
So be a strong digital learner. Remember to ask questions, to look for help, to plan your time in advance. So you're busy, right? You have life and jobs and children and things to do. So make room for your homework every week and make a plan for time to get to it. So if your assignments are due on Sunday at 11:59, maybe you don't want to start doing your homework at Sunday at 11. If you know that somebody's available from the Learning Resource Center or the help desk to help you Monday through Friday from 10 to 6, maybe try it a little bit during the week so that you know when you have time to do it, you're ready, and you might not need any help when there's outside of the office hours.
Exactly. All right. So this wraps up our orientation. As a little note, make sure you follow Urban College of Boston on social media. We post lots of fun stuff, and you'll get information about upcoming events and different things the college is doing in the community. So I recommend that. I am going to stop sharing, and we can open up for questions. I see. Okay. So yeah, feel free to unmute, type in the chat, whatever you feel comfortable with. But if you can think of anything at all, we're here to support you.
Nobody has any
Hi.
questions? Hi. Hey,
Hi. I
Antoinette.
just want to say I'm very excited, with this journey. And I just can't wait to, utilize the resources and, you know, I'm gonna need help. I know that. So I'm gonna, be sorry. I'm gonna hold on one second, baby. I'm gonna be, proactive and, be on top of it and, just make sure that I succeed, So
That's
I'm
awesome.
excited. I'm
So
excited.
guys, I just want to give you one more bit of advice before you leave us tonight. Remember that Monday is a holiday and classes start on Tuesday. So if you're in this meeting now and you have a chance to check your personal email and you haven't started off your email, just check and see if you need any help before you leave us. And then try to look at the Brightspace orientation before like late tomorrow afternoon so that maybe you have the whole weekend to do it. But if you have any problems, we or the help desk can help you before 6 o'clock tomorrow. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to help you until Tuesday morning, and that's when your classes start. So you have this. Any questions that you have, this is the time to ask them. So you know what I mean?
When do we get to meet our instructor?
So your class
Tu-
will be open and available to you Tuesday at 11:59 at midnight Tuesday morning. You'll be able to open it up.
Okay. But
If you
I
have
don't know
if you
what
have a
time my
class with
classes start.
Do you have a meeting? Does your class have a meeting or is it asynchronous?
I'm not sure yet.
Tell me
I don't
again
have
which one of
anything.
your classes?
Psychology, just one.
One sec. I'll look. Just Psychology 100.
Yes.
I don't think it has a meeting. I think that you get videos from your teacher, but let me double check.
Okay.
But it's also a really, really good question because even if you're in a class where there's just videos, I can tell you as a teacher that I love to get an email from a student to know that you're excited to be in the class and that you've taken a look around.
Okay.
Just one second.
I'm also doing the psychology class, and I believe it is asynchronous.
It is, and good use of your new vocabulary, fancy
Yes.
pants. So no meetings. So it doesn't have any meetings. So what will happen is you'll open up your Brightspace. It'll be there. You'll be able to look at the units. Down in the left-hand corner, there's a box with your teacher's picture, a little bit about them, their email address. Send them an email. Introduce
Okay.
yourself and
Okay.
make it,
I will.
you know, you can make it as personable and as communicative as you want to. And the teachers are all really, really really want to support you and get to know you. And
Okay.
that's hard in an online class. So put it in right from the beginning.
All
Anything
right.
else that you
Thank
need?
you.
Yep. Thank you.
And do I have, sorry, one more. And do I have the
Nope.
option? Actually, you just answered that question. Never mind. I was going to say, do I have the option to go to campus and if I'm having trouble understanding something to chat with the instructor in person?
So maybe not the instructor in person, but you could come and talk to me or Catherine on a Wednesday or Thursday. If you just tell us when you're coming, we'll make sure that there's somebody there to help you.
Okay.
Sometimes we're in meetings, sometimes we have anything, but if we know you're coming, we'll make sure there's somebody there to support you.
All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Oh, yeah, Ashwini.
Adding on to the same question, does AC 104 course is also asynchronous, or do we have to meet our instructor? My instructor name is Rivera Gracia, if I'm not
Lillian.
wrong. Yeah,
Let me
Lillian.
scroll back up to the E's. Hold on one sec. ECE 104 with Lillian.
Do we get to meet with our instructor? Like it was told to me by Miss Lily that we can meet our instructor. I am not sure about the platform through which we
Okay.
are going to interact.
So
Like
you're
one day
in
in a week.
ECE, so you're in ECE 104 and your class has meetings at 6:30 on Wednesdays from 6:30 to 8:45.
Okay.
And when you go into your class where we showed you the announcements at the top of the page, there should be a Zoom link or
Oh,
a Zoom link or a Teams link, whatever they're using to meet with you virtually, and you'll be able to meet them on Wednesday.
gotcha.
Also, that information should be in the syllabus, and all of your syllabi are in the Getting Started page of Brightspace.
When I logged into my Brightspace, I have completed my new student orientation. It's it shows me like this as you informed us it's going to get activated at the midnight of
Right.
19th of January.
Yeah.
So do I have to wait till then?
You have
Uh,
to wait until then to see your classes, but I'm really happy that you did the orientation. Catherine, do you have any gold stars?
I wish I
Um,
did. Yeah.
Good
Let's
job.
see.
I got
Yep.
something called a half runway reward for that completing.
You
the
get badges. They make people very happy. Oh, look at Catherine gave you
I
one.
found a star. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else questions or does anybody have problems with finding and setting up their email? That's really the first step. And I'm where you're here tonight and you have the opportunity before Tuesday to get it done. I have a look.
So I have one more question.
Yeah.
So asynchronous classroom it doesn't have a time that it starts. You kind of just log in and just go with the flow, correct?
Yeah, log in and go with the flow. But remember, we talked about being a good student. So I went back to school as an adult and I would set because there's no meeting time. Think about your life. Think about when you have big windows of time and make a date
Hmm.
with yourself every week so that you have a rhythm. And
Okay.
the attendance is serious, guys. You have to put in an assignment. You have to speak to your instructor. You have to do a discussion post, one of those things to get
Once a
attendance every
week.
week. And if you don't do it
Okay.
2 weeks in a row, they take you out of the class. So I mean,
Okay.
you'll get some
Good to,
outreach from us, but 2 weeks in a row is all it takes. And 2 weeks goes by really quick. We've all done it.
yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other
All right, guys.
questions?
So to add to that, so the asynchronous, it's kind of like it in a way tracks your activity, right? So that's why we need to plan ahead and, set the pace to do like one thing every week, like whether it's an assignment or adding in a discussion like that.
Yeah. Yeah, but if there's something going on in your life, Jada, and you're sick or somebody in your family is sick or you're on vacation, just make sure that you send an email to your instructor and let them know because that email communication also counts as attendance. But
Okay.
yeah, I'd say most weeks you'll have at least one assignment. So and once you fall behind, it's easy to stay behind. So the more you stay communicative and the more you keep up to your assignments, it doesn't snowball and it doesn't get too hard to get out from
Yeah,
under.
perfect.
Awesome.
Sounds
I
good.
agree. Thank you. Other questions or comments? We're excited for you and I hope you have a great semester and we're here for you anytime you need us.
Yes, I'm
Thank
sending
you.
a link. We're having a drop-in on Tuesday from 12 to 2 if you guys have any additional questions. I just sent the flyer in the chat. So if anything, I know today we threw so much information at you, but if anything comes up, you can join us.
Everybody's good. All right. Welcome to the Urban College. Thank you so much for coming to orientation. We're excited to have you as students.
Thank you. I'm
Thank you so
excited.
much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
So
You
nice
Thank
guys
you,
to
have a
meet
guys.
great
you.
time. Thank you.